Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we took on the Chamber of Training Stage 7, which only allows 4-star characters, and now it's time to do the last stage of the newest batch of limited time Chamber stages. Chamber of Training 8, again, only 4-star characters allowed. This time, the field effect is giving you extra defense. Okay. And the fight is against Hiro and Benimaru, who have much less HP. Okay, well, Benimaru's got a little bit more, but not by a lot. Attack, physical attack, crit, burn, and nerfs greens, crit rate, AoE fire physical attack, fire attack buff. Okay, so they've got quite a few buffs, but they don't have that high of attack stats. And they don't really have that much HP. Okay, so extra defense will help us survive a little bit longer. Still trying to build into the free-to-play protectors giving 30% extra damage versus certain elements. So let's try and figure out who's going to lead a water team? Question mark. Alright, so just like the other Chamber of Training stage, Stage 8 is no different in the fact that we have enemies with the resistance against Reckoning and Vengeance. So therefore, if you try to build a team that is focused on that, which is able to clear all the other training stages until these two, it's not going to work. We've got 4 stacks of Reckoning right here. It's turn 5. Let's go ahead and send this, and then just like versus Hinata, it's going to do 1 damage. And no matter how many stacks you put on, it's going to do 1 damage. So you have to build a team that is actually focused on traditional builds and not cheesing the crap out of it, because they're on to us. They don't want it happening. We're reckoning 1 damage across the board. Benimaru is literally missing 1 HP. And Reckoning, even 8 or 12 stacks of this would have probably either almost or very much killed, because they don't have a lot of HP. Right? It doesn't take a lot of Reckoning stacks to actually do 172. So you have to build a team that is more focused on traditional builds, type advantage, or force advantage, and you have to step away from the easy wins that we've had for the last year or so with Reckoning. Not year, but half a year with the Reckoning team. Alright, so this is the team I've built. We're not really going with the whole force protector thing because there weren't a lot of good protectors to use. Greens are nerfed here. A lot of them were greens. Oranges are nerfs. There were a lot of orange units. So we're gonna go with the traditional off meta but still competent stacking protector for blue orbs, because you can use blue orbs unnerfed here. So we've got Shion, who's going to give extra weakness strike to everyone, which means that our 3 water characters will, hit harder and harder. Thankfully, this stage does not have a lot of HP to begin with, so that just makes it a little bit easier. But we've got the Slime Rimuru, we've got the old Water Rimuru, and the old Water Ranga, and then we've got Geld and Soka. So we've got 3 different blue converters here: Rimuru, Geld, and Soka. Greens, oranges, and a special convert. And then Geld has the ability to send all blues to our highest attacking character. I don't actually think we use that here. But then Rimuru can convert his own orbs to blue as well. So we have a lot of conversion here because we're going to try and get a lot of stacks with Shion to get us more weakness strike to make Rimuru or Ranga hit harder and harder. But we kind of need some points to do that. And because we have no starting protection gauge, and it's a free-to-play protector, which means we don't get a whole butt-ton of skill points right off the bat, this is going to take a hot minute. So we got a good hand for turn 2. We can convert here. We've got a whole bunch of water orbs. Increases Slime Reamer's attack by 17% because it's not leveled up, but anything helps. You can see we're already doing decent damage to Hiro because they only have 172k. It does not take a lot, thankfully, but they do more damage than Hinata does. They've got instant damage, they have access to the burn ability, so you do have to watch out for that. And so Slime Rimuru also being a healing character means that you can kind of stay a bit safer here and not have to worry as much. But it's important to get the stacks on the weakness strike with our water characters up front, because they're the ones doing the whole damage, and Weakness Strike doesn't mean anything for Sokka or Geld because they're not water. But the more damage we can do, the better, the quicker, and obviously the more stacks of Shion we can get, the faster this will be. Sometimes we don't get great hands, and there's nothing we can do about that, and because we don't have a lot of points building up until we get like 6 or 7 stacks of Shion or something, like it is just kind of difficult to maintain full hands of blues. So there are turns like this where you're just going to kind of have to deal with it, and at least they're water orbs, right? First and foremost. We got his ult. He is an AoE character, which we can finally get some damage on Benimaru, but then they apply burn to us, and while it doesn't do that much damage, they will whittle you down. So we got this hand. We could heal if we wanted to, or we could bring Geld in. Like, it's really, really up to you at this point. Unfortunately, I think I swapped out the wrong character. I probably should have swapped out the humanoid Rimuru instead of slime Rimuru. That way we would have had more water orbs, but oh well. Did a little bit of damage to Benny. Hero is getting close to being down, and that's pretty much the entirety of this fight. There are other protectors you could use. Green's being nerfed, but it's only like 30%, so if you wanted to bring Isis, you could still get some kind of extra bonus from green orbs. It just wouldn't be the full amount of the 50% buff. But it's not like it's impossible to do. So if you wanted to bring Protector of Peace Frey or something, or some other green stacking protector, that would certainly work as well. Orange teams, there just aren't a lot of 4-star orange units. Really, really hard to build a team off that unless you're going for a specific force. But then there still aren't a lot of characters that would be water, or be even efficient on an orange team that would make sense for this fight, which is why I opted to go with this kind of more traditional off-meta build. So Water Rimuru, we're going to kill Hero here, which is good, and then we just need to work on Benimaru, and that's about it. It doesn't take a genius to do this. It takes a lot of 4-star units built up, which newer players are not going to have. We have not gotten free 4-star battle units since EX metas became a thing, because then they switched to 5-star units, and you can't bring those. So chances are a lot of players are not going to be able to do this because they simply don't have 4-star units built up. They've focused on building up very specific 5-star characters, the free-to-play ones, the big 3, the skill point units, the protection gauge trait characters, and all the EX and EX Unbound characters that have been coming out. 4 stars are like one step up from the lowest shit, which are 3 stars. So who in their right mind, when they're starting the game, would build those characters? At least to a certain, like, to a level 100 or level 120, like I have, because I've been playing for 4 years. Not many. So these are limited time stages. They will eventually get added into the permanent rotation, and maybe by that point, if you're still playing the game and you have built up and you're like done leveling everyone, and the only thing to do is to level up 4-star characters, you could do that and make life a bit easier. I don't know. Kind of depends on what you're trying to do. But we got this almost full hand of oranges. We might as well use it instead of trying to convert. We only have 167 points at 9 turns in. But this almost full hand of oranges means that we will have some alts here, which is fantastic. So we've got, I think, a Ranga alt and a Rimuru alt. Yeah, perfect. And then we can convert here with the characters we have up front. So yeah, a green convert and then a special convert, or we could use this and that, any combination of such things. We'll go ahead and send this, and I believe that will finish up this fight. Ranga 16k, Rimuru 18k, and there we go. So Chamber of Training Stage 8, can't use Reckoning, can't use Vengeance, can't cheese it, so you gotta do something a bit more traditional, which is quite boring and takes a while, but it can get it done. And if you found a different team that works and, is some way, shape, or form different than this build, let me know in the comments. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.